Applying organization development models to HR strategy in a merger between a bakery production warehouse and a cheese production warehouse. Introduction. When two food production warehouse operations, such as a bakery manufacturing facility and a cheese processing and cold storage operation combine through a merger, the integration challenge extends beyond workflows and logistics. The people system is also disrupted. From an organization development standpoint, mergers function as a complex chain event that must be managed through a structure. Participative chain methods rather than relying only on organizational restructuring or reporting line adjustment. Research shows that merger outcomes are strongly influenced by employee perceptions, leadership trust, and cultural compatibility. For that reason, human resources strategy should be positioned as a central integration driver instead of merely an administrative support area. Methodology. This project adopts a qualitative practice-oriented research approach grounded in the organization development action research framework to evaluate post-merger integration conditions and develop strategy HR intervention. Hypothesis statement. Applying an organization development action research approach within a newly merged food production warehouse is expected to strengthen employee alignment, clarify job responsibilities, and raise engagement levels throughout the integration period. Targeted HR strategies, including frontline supervisor development, consistent performance evaluation methods, and delivery culture bridging initiatives, are anticipated to lower change resistance and decrease post-merger turnover exposure. Using structured OD, guide, communication channels, and participative involvement mechanisms should enhance workforce readiness for change and build greater confidence in leadership among integrated warehouse teams. Investigations relating to my project. Employees are more open to change when they understand it's rational and have opportunities to contribute. Effective HR strategy supports integration by aligning leadership development, performance practices, and cultural norms, while frontline supervisors strongly influence employee buy-in and retention outcomes.
HR strategy areas and open-driven actions. Strengthening readiness for change and workplace safety climate. OD research indicates that employees adopt change more quickly when they understand its purpose and have opportunities to interpret what it means for their roles. Rafferty et al., 2013, Ricola, 2016. In a merged warehouse environment, HR can support readiness by creating short, recurring shift conversations focused on questions and concerns, along with regular written updates that clearly separate confirmed changes from unchanged policies. For instance, in temperature-controlled dairy storage units, employees may worry about shift rotations and job continuity. HR and operations leaders can address this through briefings, visual guides, and posted can-day sheets. Expected outcomes include lower rumor-driven exits and stronger engagement within the first few months after integration.
HR strategy areas and organizational development driving actions. In a merged warehouse environment, HR can support readiness by creating short, recruiting chief conversations focused on questions and concerns, along with regular writing updates that clearly separate confirmed change from unchanged policies. For instance, in temperature-controlled dairy storage units, employees might worry about shift rotation and job continuity. HR and operations leaders can address this through briefings, visual guides, and posted question and answer sheets. Expected outcomes include lower rumor-driven exits and stronger engagement within the first few months after integration. Aligning culture to reinforce daily practices. HR can define a short list of shared operating expectations, such as safety first, stop-page authority, standardized work adherence, process respect, and rapid issue escalation, and connect them directly to onboarding, coaching, and evaluation conversations. In practice, bakery teams that prioritize output, speed, and cheese operation that prioritize strict compliance can be aligned by recognizing balanced results, safe, high quality, and efficient production. This alignment is expected to lower safety deviations and product quality expectations. Creating a unified and fair performance system. HR can introduce a single performance framework that combines job-specific results with shared behavioral standards supported by quarterly documented check-ins instead of only annual reviews. For example, production leads across both facilities can be assessed using the same leadership behavior indicator, coaching quality, safety enforcement, and handcuff reliability, even when their production metrics differ. Anticipated benefits include clear expectations and fewer employee relations complaints linked to favoritism. Developing frontline supervisor chain capability. HR can multiply integration success by investing in supervisor capability through short, intensive development programs covering coaching skills, conflict handling, documentation practices, and difficult conversations. Providing conversations guides and scenario scripts help supervisors address inter-team tensions constructively. Likely outcomes include fewer gravidances, smoother cross-team coordination, and improved early retention. Standardizing training and compliance infrastructure. HR can merge onboarding pathways, qualification standards, and safety training into a unified framework. Cross-training tracks can increase staffing flexibility across bakery and dairy operations. For example, equipment certification and cold chain handling credentials can be recorded in a shared skill credential system. Expected results include reduced downtime, improved staffing coverage, and fewer compliance incidents. Addressing resistance through participation structures. HR can designate shift-level integration representatives and create visible feedback channels where employee suggestions lead to visible adjustments. If employee champions pilot new handcuff procedures and report operational issues, adoption rates typically improve and implementation errors decline. Expected 12-month impact indicators. Projected workforce effects include measurable reductions in turnover, faster time to full productivity for new hires, and higher engagement survive scores. Operational indicators should show declines in safety events and quality rework, along with moderate productivity gains after stabilization. Cultural indicators include stronger supervisory trust scores, fewer cross-unit conflicts, and more consistent performance documentation quality. These outcomes are achievable When HR system and leadership practice are continuously aligned with OZ change cycles and measured over time. Anderson 2020, Agunis 2023.
OD-based HR integration strategy chart. Merger, bakery production warehouse and cheese production warehouse. HR strategic focus. OD-driven change actions. Operational application in warehouses. Expected organizational effect. Integration leadership and governance. Apply a continuous OD learning cycle, assess, share insights, refine actions. Conduct scheduled workforce and culture reviews across both facilities. Responsive, evidence-guided integration management. Workforce readiness and engagement. Facilitate structured listening forums and short pulse assessments. Hold regular shift-level check-ins during the merger transition. Higher engagement and reduced resistance. Frontline supervisor development. Implement coaching-focused leadership development programs. Train supervisors in conflict management and coaching conversations. Fewer employee relations issues and stronger retention. Performance system alignment. Harmonize evaluation standards and behavioral expectations. Use consistent performance criteria across both work fairness and role clarity. Communication infrastructure. Establish two-way communication and participation channels. Weekly shift updates supported by visual information boards. Increased trust and acceptance of change. Training and skill integration. Develop shared certifications and cross-training pathways. Cross-qualify employees on bakery and cold chain equipment. Greater workforce flexibility.
This is a chart that I create to have a better view or better understand about the project, about what people have to do in each warehouse, in bakery production warehouse and cheese production warehouse. For example, we have HR strategy focus, OD driving change actions, operational application in warehouses, and expected organizational effects. So in HR strategy focus, for example, I'm going to mention frontline supervisors development is one of the HR strategy focus. OD driven change action, so is implement coaching focused leadership development programs. In operational application in warehouses, so it means what they have to do in the warehouse is training supervisors in conflict management and coaching conversations. What is going to be the effect, the results? Is going to be fewer employee relations issues and stronger retentions. This is part of the chart of the HR integration strategy. For example, we have safety and compliance consistency, standardized operating procedures, and safety training. What they have to do in the warehouse is apply common safety protocols across both sides. And the results is going to be reduced incident frequency. Estimated HR and operational results after implementing an OZ-driven HR integration strategy, 12-month projection. So with these strategies, I hope to improve the results. For example, a performance indicator, I have employee turnover percentage, pre-merger baseline, we have 28%, post-implementation target, 21%. Yearly safety event counts, 40. Post-implementation target 32. Workforce engagement index 68. Post-implementation target 78. Average time to full role proficiency 10. Post-implementation target 7.5. Employee relations case volume 24. Post-implementation targets 17. Performance rating alignment level 65%. Post-implementation target 85%. Limitation of the studies. This project has constraints related to its qualitative practice-focused OD approach, which centered on designing and planning interventions instead of conducting a statistical or experimental analysis. The merger case is tailored to a food production warehouse setting, so the findings might not transfer broadly to other industries or organizational types. The diagnostic inputs referenced are conceptual rather than gathered through direct field data collection, and the success of the proposed action relies significantly on the consistency and capability of leaders and frontline supervisors. Additionally, the expected outcomes are projected over a 1-year period, which might not capture the full longer-term impact of cultural integration. What suggestions were made in each study? Previous studies highlight the value of using organizational development, driving change models, conducting early organizational assessment, involving employees in the process, aligning culture intentionally, standardizing performance management practices, and strengthening supervisory skills. Building on this insight, the present project translates those principles into warehouse-focused HR action, such as consolidate onboarding programs, frontline leaders coaching, cross-functional training paths, structured shift-level communication routines, and unified performance measure design to promote post-merger stability and stronger workforce coordination. Recommendations: OD Center Integration Oversight. Use a continuous OD improvement loop. Assess conditions, share insights, refine actions. Schedule recurring employee alignment and climate checks sessions. Establish joint HR operation decisions and oversight structure. Expected outcome: responsive, evidence-based integration management. Frontline leadership development priority. Require a structured development program for supervisors focused on coaching and people leadership, building stronger skills in dispute resolution and performance record keeping. Provide practical conversations guide from managing change discussions. Expected outcomes: fewer workplace disputes and stronger employee retentions. Fair and consistent performance framework. Apply common performance standards across all merged units. Hold documented quarterly performance conversations. Evaluate both conduct indicators and operational results. Expected outcomes: greater perceived equity and a stronger employee drive. Conclusion: this project showed that successful merger integration in operational settings depend not only on structural coordination, but on a workforce-centered, organization-wide change approach rooted in organization development principles. Using an OD action research framework to guide HR strategy offered a practical structure for assessing workforce challenge. Involving key stakeholders and executing focused interventions that promote lasting integration. Both prior research and the strategies proposed here indicate that leadership conduct, communication clarity, cultural alignment, and consistent performance practices strongly influence post-merger outcomes. The implications for today's workforce are substantial. Contemporary employees work in conditions marked by ongoing change, cross-functional collaboration, rapid technological shift, and increasing diversity. HR must therefore function as a strategic change partner rather than primarily an administrative unit, emphasizing readiness building, frontline leaders development, and adaptable people systems. Practices such as supervisor coaching, participative communication, continuous feedback, and multi-skill development are now essential capabilities. In warehouse and production contexts, OD guide HR strategy, enhance adaptability, trust, and operational performance by embedding change capabilities into daily work. References.